Hello children, welcome to AIMS India's online classes. In today's class we are going to start the topic decimals. In the previous classes we have learnt about fractions. Yes, in fraction we have a numerator and denominator. Say 1 by 2. When we want to represent this fraction in a number form, yes, instead of numerator and denominator, we want it to be a single number, then we can convert it into a decimal number like this. Are you able to see? 0.25. Here we are having a point. This point is called as decimal point. We call it full stop in English, right? But in mathematics we call it as our decimal point. And the number here, that is the number that is written to the left side of our decimal point, is our whole number part. What is it, children? It is our whole number part, and the numbers that are written to the right side of the decimal point become our decimal part. Is it clear? Let me write it here again. Suppose if we have the decimal number 0.25. How will we read this? 0, then the point, we have 2 and 5. Understood? If you notice the difference, normally we read this number as 25. But here, as these two digits are after our decimal point, that is, this is our decimal part, right children? The numbers that are written to the right side of the decimal number become our decimal part, and to the left side, that is the 0 here, becomes our whole number part. The decimal part is read individually. We do not combine the digits and read it as 25. If I say 0.25, it will be wrong. How should we read it? We should read it as 0.25. Is this clear? This is a decimal number. What is a decimal number? Decimal number is a number which has a decimal point in it, and the digits that are written to the left side of the decimal number become the whole number part, and the digits that are written to the right side of the decimal number become the decimal part. I hope this was clear, the basic introduction about decimal numbers. Now if we look at the the chapter's learning checklist, that means by the end of the topic we must learn how to read and write decimals, and also to convert fractions into decimals and decimals into fractions, to compare decimals and express decimals in the expanded form, to add and subtract decimals. Yes, so this is our learning checklist. That means from this topic decimals we will be able to learn all these things. Now coming to the first one, take a square sheet, divide it into 10 equal parts, shade one column. Now what fraction does the shaded portion represent? What are they saying? We have taken a sheet and then we have divided into 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We have divided into 10 parts and we have shaded only one part. We have divided into 10 equal parts and we have shaded one part of the out of these 10 parts. Now what fraction does the shaded portion represent, children? We already know how to write the fraction. 1 is shaded, so 1 becomes the numerator, divided by, what are the total number of parts here? 10. So 10 becomes our denominator. Yes, so for this figure here, the fraction becomes 1 by 10. The shaded portion represents 1 out of 10 equal parts. Yes, so it is represented as 1 by 10 in the fractional form. In the decimal form, it is written as 0.1 and is read as 0.1. What are they saying? If we have the fraction 1 by 10, in decimal form, we can convert any given fraction into a decimal number, and in the same way we can convert a decimal number into a fraction. Now here we have learned that the shaded portion represents the fraction 1 by 10. Now what if we want to express it in terms of decimal numbers? How will we write it? This we will write it as 0.1. Understood, children? In fractional form it will be called as 1 by 10, and in the decimal form it will be written as 0.1. Now how did this 0.1 come? Let us see. Yes, again see the digits in the decimal part are read individually. We do not combine them and read. Suppose if we have 21 point, a decimal number like this. Again this is our whole number part. So we'll read it as 21. Then we have the point, and then we have 8, 9, 3. 21.893 is our decimal number, and this is how we read it. Yes, all the digits in the decimal part are read individually. 893. We should not read it as 893. In the whole number part you can read it together, that is as 21. But in the decimal part, remember to read the digits individually. Yes, again here they have not explained how did we get this 0.1. How will we get this is, see children, what is the denominator here? 10. So when the denominator is 10, 100, 1000, 10,000 or any number of these sorts, that means only the first digit will be 1 and the remaining digits will be zeros. Understood? When we have the denominator of a fraction as 10, 100, 1000 or 10,000, we can convert it into a decimal number using these steps. What are the steps? Let us look at it. First step is count the number of digits in the denominator. We are having 2 digits. The denominator is 10. It has 2 digits. And if we look at the numerator, we should write the numerator also as a 2-digit number or more than 2 digits. The numerator should also have at least 2 digits in it. But if you look at the numerator, we are having 1 as the numerator. Yes, it is only a 1-digit number. Now how can we make it a 2-digit number? 0, 1. Can I write it as 0, 1, children? Isn't this equal to 1? Yes. So whenever we add a 0 to the left side of a whole number, the value does not change. So instead of writing 1, I can write 0, 1. Now if we look at now the number of digits are done. First is the numerator should have equal to or more than the number of digits of the denominator. Yes. Now the next step is, in the denominator we are having 1 0. In the denominator we are having 1 0. So even for this number, that is 0 1, we have to place the decimal point after 1 digit from the right. So that means here. Yes. Understood, children? What is step 1? Step 1 is making the number of digits same or greater than. Step 2 is count the number of zeros in the denominator. And then step 3, put the decimal point after the number of digits from the right side. After counting the number of digits from the right side. After how many digits? It depends on the number of zeros in the denominator. Here we are having 1 0 in the denominator. So after 1 digit from the right, we place our decimal point. That is how the value of 1 by 10 is nothing but 0.1. The decimal form of 1 by 10 is 0.1. And this 1 by 10 is called as tenths, children. Tenths with a TH. If I say just tenths, it would be this 1 0. But when I am saying tenths, that is with a TH, it is 1 by 10. what is it? It is 1 by 10. Now coming to another example, represent the fraction 2 by 10 on a square sheet and write its decimal form. 2 out of equal parts are shaded. 2 out of 10 equal parts are colored in blue. So the blue shaded portion represents 2 by 10. The decimal form of 2 by 10 is 0.2. See again, what are they saying? How do we represent the fraction 2 by 10 on a square sheet? Green color, yes. I am taking a square sheet here. 2 by 10 means what? 2 the numerator represents the number of shaded or colored parts. 10 the denominator represents the total number of parts. So first I have to divide this into 10 equal parts. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 and 10. I have divided the sheet into 10 parts and out of these 10 I will shade 2 parts. Now this represents the fraction 2 by 10. Now how to represent the fraction in decimal form? We having 2 by 10. Again, what did I say, children? The number of digits in the denominator is 2. So even the numerator should have at least 2 digits. The numerator here is 2. It has only 1 digit. So to make it a 2-digit number, we'll place 0 before it. So now we have our 2-digit number 02. The third step is to count the number of, the second step is count the number of zeros. I am having 1 0 in the denominator. So after 1 digit from the right, I'll place my decimal point. 2 by 10 is equal to 0.2. In the same way, represent 4 by 10 on a square sheet and write its decimal form. Again, we'll take a square sheet, divide it into 10 parts, and out of 10 only 4 will be shaded because 4 is the numerator here. Now how to write it as a decimal number? Again, the denominator is having 2 digits, so we'll make the numerator also as a 2-digit number. Yes, we'll write the numerator as a 2-digit number. Then the denominator is having 1 0. So after 1 digit from the right, I'll place my decimal point. 4 by 10 is nothing but 0.4. Next we have hundredths. Take a square sheet and divide it into 10 equal parts. Shade one portion of it. The shaded part represents 1 by 10 or 0.1. Yes, this is 1 by 10 is nothing but the tenths. This is what we know. Now, divide each part into 10 equal parts. We get 10 small squares as shown in the figure. Shade any one of the squares. Now that shaded portion represents 1 out of 100 equal squares, that is 1 by 100. What are they saying? If I take the square sheet 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 parts. Yes. Again, if I divide this into 10 equal parts, yes children, I'll draw this quickly. Now it was already divided into 10 parts and again I further divided it into 10 more parts. So the total number of parts would be 10 into 10, that is 100. Now what happens if I shade only one square from this? What will this figure represent? It represents the fraction 1 by 100. What does it represent? It represents the fraction 1 by 100. Here why 1 is the numerator? Because only one part is shaded or only one square is shaded, and 100 is the denominator because the total number of squares is 100. Now how will I represent this 1 by 100 in decimal form? Again here the denominator is 100. So it is, you can call it as a friendly denominator. Yes, which makes our conversion into a decimal number easy. As the denominator is already 100, that means it has only 1 and then the other digits are zeros. So what should we do? Count the number of digits in the denominator. We are having 3 digits. So we should make the numerator also a 3-digit number. Remember what we did to make it a 2-digit number? We wrote 1 as 01. Now to make this one a 3-digit number, what will we do, children? If we add 0 after 1, its value becomes 10. Its value changes. So that is why again we'll add another 0 to the left side. To the left side. Yes, you can only think for yourself. If I add the 0 to the right side, its value becomes 10. But the numerator is only 1. So that is why I am not adding 0 to the right side. The remaining 2 places to the left are filled by zeros. So 0, 0, 1 is nothing but 1. Now what is the second step, children? Count the number of zeros in the denominator. We are having 2 zeros in the denominator. So after 2 digits from the right, I'll place my decimal point. After 2 digits from the right, I'll place my decimal point. So 1 by 100 is nothing but 0.01. And this 1 by 100 is called as the hundredths place. Hundredth is called as hundredth with a th. Normal 100 is this and hundredths is 1 by 100, children. Understood? 1 by 100 is nothing but, what is the decimal form for 1 by 100? It would be 0.01. In the decimal form, we write 1 by 100 as 0.01. Yes. And how do we read it as? 0.01. See again, the 2 digits of the decimal part are read separately. 0, 1. They are read separately. Next example. What fraction of the square grid shown below is shaded? Write the fraction in the decimal form. If we count the number of shaded squares, we have 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 1, 12. We are having 12 shaded squares divided by 100, which is the total number of squares in this. So 12 by 100 becomes our fraction representing the given figure. Now what will its decimal form be again? 12 by 100. So what is the first step? If we count the number of digits in the denominator, it is a 3-digit number. So even the numerator 12, we should write it as a 3-digit number. How will we write it, children? 12 as it is, but to the left side of the 12, we'll place 1 0 to make it a 3-digit number. Now what is the next step? Next step is to count the number of zeros in our denominator. In the denominator, we are having 2 zeros. So after 2 digits from the right, this is looking like a decimal point here. So I'll erase. After 2 digits from the right, we'll place our decimal point. 0.12 is our answer. 12 by 100. What does the decimal form become? The decimal form becomes 0.12. Understood, children? Coming to example 2. Represent the decimal number on the grid by shading. What is the decimal number? 0.09 is our decimal number. Now we have to represent this decimal number on the grid, that is the square that was given, right? The big square which was divided into small squares. It is called as a grid. Now we have to represent this decimal number on the grid by shading. If you recall how we converted a fraction into decimal number. Suppose if we had 7 by 100, how would we convert it into a decimal number? It was 0.07. Yes, children, the number of decimal places is decided by the number of zeros in the denominator. This is called as decimal place. What are these is called as decimal places? One decimal place, we have two decimal places here. In the same way, what you should do is whenever you are converting a decimal number into a fraction, write the number as it is in the numerator without any decimal points. Understood? What should you do? You should write the number as it is 009 without the decimal point. For the denominator, write 1 and count the number of decimal places. We are having 2 decimal places. So write 2 zeros. Clear children? Again what did we do? Let us recall 0.09. Write the number as it is without the decimal places, without the decimal point, and then for the denominator write 1, and as we are having 2 decimal places, place 2 zeros. So 009 by 100 becomes a fraction. The 009 can also be written as 9. So that is nothing but 9 by 100 is the fraction representing this decimal number. So in this figure or in this grid, we are having 100 squares. So to make it equal to our fraction 9 by 100, what should we do? We should shade 9 parts. The number in the numerator is 9. So we have to shade 9 parts. See 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So now this grid represents the fraction 9 by 100. That is nothing but equal to the decimal number 0.09. Is this clear children? Converting. What did we learn today? We learned simple conversions. Say suppose 7 by 10. You'd convert it as 0.7. If you have 7 by 100, it would be 0.07. In the same way, if I give you 1.2. Now how will you convert it into a fraction? Again write the number as it is. For the denominator write 1. As we are having only one decimal place, we'll place 1 0 there. So 1 by 2 is nothing but 12 by 10. And in the same way, if we have a bigger number like this 2.18, again write the number as it is. For the denominator write 1, and as we having 2 decimal places, place 2 zeros. So this is the simple basic conversion of fractions into decimal numbers and decimal numbers into decimal numbers into our fractions. And what is the rule here? The denominator should be 10, 100, 1000, 10,000 or etc. That means the first digit should be 1 and the remaining digit should be 0. Only then we can apply this trick, the steps that we have learned for converting fractions into decimal numbers. Yes. Now let us look at some exercise problems here. Shade the given fractions on the square sheets and write their decimal forms. What is the first one? 7 by 10 is the first one. Sorry, 3 by 10 is the first one. That means here we are having 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 parts. Out of which how many should we shade? We should color 3. So 3, when I color 3 of these 10 parts, this figure now represents the fraction 3 by 10. Now we have to write it in the decimal form as well. 3 by 10, how will we write it again? The denominator has 2 digits. So even the numerator will write it as a 2-digit number. Now here we are having 1 0 in the denominator. So after 1 digit from the right, we'll place the decimal point. 3 by 10 is nothing but our 0.3. Next 7 by 10 and 5 by 10. As 3 by 10 is equal to 0.3, what will 7 by 10 equal to children? 7 by 10 will be equal to 0.7. 5 by 10 will be equal to 0.5. Yes, and how many parts should we shade for this 7 by 10? 7 parts should be shaded. Out of the given total number of parts, 7 parts are to be shaded. And for 5 by 10, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. These 5 parts, when we shade these 5 parts, the figure represents the fraction 5 by 10. Is this clear? Next, write the decimal forms for the shaded portions of the figures given below. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Again, it represents the fraction 10 as the denominator because there are 10 total number of parts and we are having 4 shaded parts, so it becomes 4 by 10. What will be the decimal form again? 0.4 becomes the decimal form. Coming to question B, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Again 10 parts, out of which 3 are shaded. So 3 by 10 becomes 0.3. And for question C, 9 out of 10 parts are shaded. So 9 by 10 becomes 0.9. Next, write the decimal forms for the unshaded portions in the figures given below. For the unshaded, see in the first figure 9 are unshaded divided by 10, that is the total number of parts. So 9 by 10 represents this given figure, and how will we write the decimal number? 0.9 becomes the decimal number. For question B, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 are unshaded out of 10. So 0.7 becomes our decimal number. Next, for question C, 3 are unshaded out of 10. So 0.3 becomes our decimal number. Next, represent the following decimal numbers in the figures by shading. Coming to first one, 0.2. Again children, how will we write the fraction? 0.2 divided by 10. Why 10? Because we are having one decimal place, we are placing 1 0 here. So 2 by 10 becomes the fraction for this. 2 by 10 means what? We have to shade 2 parts out of the given 10 parts. Yes, next we have 0.5. 0.5 means 5 by 10. That means we have to shade 5 parts out of the given 10 parts. Next, lastly we have 0.9. It means 9 by 10. 9 by 10 means we have to shade 9 parts out of the given 10 equal parts. So this is how we represent the given shaded forms in the form of decimals and also represent the following decimal numbers in the figures by shading. I hope this is clear children, because we have come to the end of today's class. Yes, what did we learn today? We learnt about the tens and hundreds, that is 1 by 10 and 1 by 100, and also how to represent the decimal numbers in the figures and also represent the figures by decimal number. We'll continue more about decimal numbers in the coming classes. I hope today's class was clear. This we've come to the end of today's class children. I hope addition and subtraction of all the 3 different types of fractions, that is like fractions, unlike fractions and